Okay. We'll give it a little while, see if anybody else wants to jump in. Just sent out some Twitter messages.
Sorry about that. I just had it on mute there. I was talking away there, but I couldn't really hear. Well, thanks for getting me as involved as you did. I really appreciate it. I don't know anything about it.
I'm sorry, don't know anything about what?
Like, I played with exchanges all last year, and then I decided this year that I was going to jump a little bit further than that, and I started diving in. I think I dove in a little bit too deep because now I have to kind of like come out of it because I got a little too into a few different projects that I wasn't sure if they're going to work or not. So I just sort of got lost there for a bit. But so now I'm starting to come out of where I was, and I found your project and a few other ones too that I'm really interested in.
Okay, very cool. Well, thank you so much for being here. What attracted you to DeltaFlare?
Like I said, I was actually researching another project when I came across the astronaut, and I clicked on it because I said, this might be a cool project with the astronaut, and this might be the closest I get to being an astronaut. So let's have a look at this one. And I like the art, so I just kept going further and further into it, and then I think I found a pretty solid project, and I'd like to be a part of it.
Very cool. Have you picked yourself up a Deltanaut or picked up any honor yet?
Yeah. I'm Ron G.
Dude, super cool. All right, awesome. Your name threw me off.
Yeah, I changed that because I was looking onto another project, and in order to do that, your name had to have crypto. So I was trying to get on a whitelist project for an NFT, a free one, to see what it was about. So I had to change my name to crypto, and then I just kept it because I'm too lazy to change it.
That's okay. I mean, now I know who you are, and I'm likely not gonna forget. I have a stupid photographic memory, and it plagues me sometimes. But now I know who you are. Connecting the dots. So
yeah,
man, I'm happy. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you got into the project. So for everybody that's in here, actually, Capper Crypto or Caper Crypto, however you want to pronounce that, he's actually our 200th. He's our 200th G400 holder. I'm gonna mute you real quick. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. He's our 200th holder, so that's really awesome. Now we officially have 50% of our G400s in unique wallets. I was actually just looking at earlier today. I was up on OpenSea, and I was looking at other projects with a similar ratio, and I couldn't find too many. So it was really it's comforting as being part of this dev team to actually have that capacity. So again, thank you very much. I think actually I've probably muted you forever, so I'm going to change that. Okay, there we go. Dope.
We actually dropped back down to like 198 or something like that.
Damn it!
Yeah, after those two sales after.
Well,
yeah, that's
okay.
what. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm actually trying to talk James, a buddy of mine that I invited to the Discord, but me and him kind of started learning about crypto at the same time, and I sort of disappeared, and I came up, and now I'm trying to get him caught up to what I know, and he doesn't have any NFTs yet either. And I told him to start here. I mean, at the end of the day, it's $300. What are the? I don't think. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but $300 at the end of the day is not that big of a risk when I think of what it could be, and that's why I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll actually go into that a little bit. And so first, I want to mention that when we had minted, we minted for 30 Matic, and at the time it was trading at about it was just under $2. So we're probably looking at about 40. I think it was about 45, $50, something like that. And we had taken a dip down to right about December. You could take a look at it on OpenSea. We dipped down to where we were trading our Delta knots at about $30 a piece. And up until pretty recently, in fact, as you know, because you just bought in, we've 10x'd since. So from December until now, we've 10x'd. This is just, marketing. This is just spreading the word of who we are without actually giving it much utility outside of, here's a list of the benefits for being a G400 holder. Couple of things. By the time that we continue producing and getting these other utilities out, as we get closer to, let's say, the game release, which in fact, you were asking about that in the Discord, and I hope that it was answered. I think, actually, I have it up. Yeah, so Anonymous has answered it. So by the time that we get utility out, they're going to go up. And they are your in-game playable character for our play and earn game. And they're also your in-game playable character for our metaverse. So it's definitely something that you're going to want to hold on to. In my very humble opinion, and yes, I know I'm biased. I'm just looking to be as unbiased as possible. But right now, this is still a great entry point. We've had people who have, minted with us from day one. They have seen a great return on their NFTs. They rode with us through that little dip, and here we are, 10x later. It's only up from here. So in fact, I remember, I believe it's Jimmy that had come in. We were celebrating Jimmy coming into the Discord. If he has any questions, feel free to send him my way. I'll be more than happy to help him out and discuss things with him.
Hey, you may need to fix your mic a little bit.
Yes, there's some feedback when you talk, Ron. Let's see. Before I get started.
Hold on. Oh, sorry. Hold on. You fix your mic a little bit. You're kind of like, it's not as clear. You sound like a little farther away than you should be.
These headphones are just going to be the death of me one day. Does it sound any better? Yes, no, maybe?
A little bit. I mean,
screw it. They're coming out.
Yeah, that didn't help at all.
No.
No, still nothing. No, now it's even worse.
All right.
There you go. Much better.
Hey, there we go. Now I can hear you, but it's not that great. Either way, we'll roll with it. I'll just get close, get very personal with y'all.
It's super clear.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Relax.
You don't need to hear us. We just need to hear you.
Well, I like hearing you just in case there are questions. And, Tim has the best Australian dialect I've ever heard in my life. So sometimes it's nice to hear. It's soothing.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure to me, you're going to be using that mute button an awful lot on my character or wherever he's at. So I'm from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, and we got some pretty weird accents around here. So you might hear me.
I used to play Call of Duty competitively, and there were a couple of guys from Nova Scotia that were in my gaming group. We were ranked in the top 5 at one point on game battles, and just it was a madhouse. these two guys, I don't know what y'all do out in Nova Scotia, but these two guys, I swear they never left their house and they just played Call of Duty all the time. They were stellar players.
Yeah,
What's
I
your
leave my house, so
perspective
I'm never that good at it.
in terms of P2E gaming, that transition from real gaming like Call of Duty, Halo, and whatnot? There's obviously this massive resistance going into P2E, and that resistance is slowly breaking down because it's sort of inevitable with Web 3.0, and the adoption of crypto has sort of come to an exponential level. Based on like traditional gamers like yourself, and I know you've got a massive passion in there, what's the feedback been for you, sort of engaging with gamers and now the crypto world as well?
Man, that is an awesome question. Everybody that I've talked to loves the idea. One thing that I like to talk about is another thing that I really love to talk about is that when it comes to gaming, that's every nerd's dream, to get paid to game. You get these top level gamers. FaZe Clan is a really good example. In fact, there's somebody who represents FaZe here in Tucson. And I saw him driving down the street, and I was that creeper. He was driving, and I started driving up next to him and just got his attention. I rolled my window down and just waved out the window like a psycho. But at any rate, you get these high-level gamers that get paid to play, and it's all well and good. But what about everybody else, right? I would love to get paid to play video games. I know hundreds of people who game who would love to get paid to play video games. But there's always that, I'm not that good. I'm not good enough to compete. I'm not good enough to go to competition. I'm not good enough to be in a clan. Things like that. This is breaking that mold entirely, which I love. I love it because it allows the little guy to emerge into the space and feel like they're on top of the world, to feel as if, you know what, this is me. Now I get paid to play games. I think P2E gaming is honestly going to change the entire landscape of esports and competition right off the bat. I would actually be very, very surprised if it doesn't get adopted into esports right now or this year. As with NFTs up on the rise, with crypto on the rise and all these partnerships, again, I would be floored if I didn't see these esport competitions not adopt a cryptocurrency for the gamers. Great question.
Recently, I was on a Twitter space. I was on Twitter Spaces a month ago, and someone asked a similar question. And I was actually thinking about, I was contemplating who's a gamer, traditional gamer, now in the P2E world. Ask anyone, someone young or someone old, even your parents, even your grandparents. You ask them, open up your mobile phone. Who doesn't even have a ball game for those older people who like to play on any type of game on their mobile? Everyone's become a gamer now. If it's more of a traditional gamer from Halo and whatnot, all the way to a mobile user as well. And people are buying things on their mobile apps and whatnot as well. So traditionally, it seems like it's not just now for a segment of the community. P2E sort of opened up to the entire world and whatnot as well.
Yeah, definitely. P2E gaming is going to change everything. And this is one thing that DeltaFlare really wants to do. I mean, we're building our organization to do just this, to be the first play to earn, to be the first Game 5 franchise on the market right now, or up and coming. And this is where this potential partnership, these connections are coming from with Blizzard. So a little bit of background about that. I'm in an entrepreneurship and new venture development program at my university. And while I was there last week, I was pitching projects, and I got to talking to somebody about NFTs, blockchain, and she was older, man. I think she was easily in her 70s. And she knew what I was talking about. She was able to keep up. So it was awesome to actually have that conversation with somebody who's more than twice my age. And while I was talking about this, she just her eyes were wide and she was just eating it up. And she said, you know what? I need you to contact my son-in-law. He's the VP of marketing at Blizzard. I want you to text him or call him, and I want you to explain your project to him and tell him that I sent you. So I opened up that communication line, and so now we're just kind of having this back and forth. It's a little bit of a limbo right now with him. His name, oh my God, why am I blanking on that? Justin Osborne. So yeah, now we're in limbo right now. Ideally, though, especially with this possibility of being a gaming franchise, with taking elements from Castle Crashers, which is an indie game. It's a 2.5D indie game, hack and slash side scroller, tons of fun, loads of replayability. And Diablo, which is already a Blizzard game. It's been a Blizzard game since day one. So blending those two elements together and then pitching it back to Blizzard, I think that we have a very, very solid chance of getting the attention of more of the Blizzard heads, more of the Blizzard developers, and just expressing the fact that P2E gaming is coming, GameFi is coming, and we want to be part of that. And here's how.
So do we have an idea? Like, so the thing about getting older people involved is my father loves his tablet. He's retired. He sits on that chair. He plays Simpsons Tapped Out 15 hours a day. And all he does is collect money in the Simpsons world. And I think if you can bring that to where you can earn real money, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I was on, I think it was Snapchat, or it was another social media platform. And there was an ad for a play to earn game that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a very simple, I don't know, like a very simple dungeon crawler. You know, you emerge into this room, you've got to kill the enemies that are around to unlock the door to go to the next one. And while you were playing that game, you would earn tokens and you would earn cryptocurrency, whatever was attached to it. It's out there and it's coming. You know, mobile gaming, we're all attached to our phones. I mean, hell, I'm doing this from my phone. Even while I'm at school, I'm in class, I'm on my phone in class. My professors probably hate me, but you know, we're attached to our phones. We're attached to mobile devices so much. And there are so many firms right now, so many companies, so many agencies that are taking advantage of the fact that we always have something in our hands these days, and that we are stimulated by, you know, a short video. You know, the still images, they're still around. That sort of traditional style media is still around. But the way that everything is being oriented these days is just a you know, movement, screen movement, you know, and I think that naturally, just as humans, we really enjoy that, that movement, that ability to track something somewhere, you know? So I don't know if DeltaFlare, I think it's too early to say if DeltaFlare is going to be working into the mobile field. I know that something like Diablo actually just became available for mobile, although, you know, it has no attachment to cryptocurrency. But again, I know Diablo has made it into the mobile field. So there's possibility there. Who knows? Maybe if we happen to get attached with Blizzard, we could be that flagship product. Again, that too, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out, if not this year, fully then next year. Hey, Shane.
Hey, what's up, man?
All the good stuff. All the good stuff is up. I'm happy to be here. I didn't have to work my internship today, so that was really cool too. So it's been all DeltaFlare all day. I got out of classes and just been hammering it out. It's good to see you, man.
You too, man. Saw you doing some spaces, or doing a lot earlier too. Did another AMA this morning with John, right? So you guys are killing it, man.
Yeah, this is something that we're gonna, you know, begin doing every day. You know, 2 a day. We find that personally, I have space in between my first class and my second class, and it's at a really good time to capture a lot of the audiences that are, you know, kind of working around the Mountain Standard Time where I'm at. And then closer now to the evening time, we're picking up a lot more of the East Coast, and we could pick up some other areas that we typically don't get into often. So holding 2 a day, we think, is going to really start boosting up some more community engagement, getting some more followers, not only in the Telegram, but also on Twitter. in the Discord and so on. So if Anonymous was not in class, he would definitely be here with us, but he's being responsible. So this is who you get. Do we happen to have oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that sounds good, man. It's exciting. Sorry, I got my kids around me, so I'm going to keep my mic muted. They're a little bit loud.
That's okay. That's okay. So a little bit of an update, you know, and this is another reason why we wanted to do a couple of updates throughout the day. As we know, the blockchain industry moves at the speed of light. And this is what happens with emerging industries anyways. They move so fast. You've got competition that's coming in and out. You have people that just want to know what the next best thing is because they're chasing, they're chasing green candles, or they're just wanting to stay as involved as developers are. So, having 2 of these sessions every day will allow us to express more of what we're doing. So in the beginning of the day, we talked quite a bit about what our developments have been overnight while we were sleeping, some of the people that have contacted us, and some of the partnerships that are beginning to develop. And today, or rather right now, there has been even more development since. So first off, we had made contact with a call group, Golem's Gems. We made contact with them quite some time ago. In fact, just late last week. Man, quite some time ago. What am I thinking? Just late, late last week. Things kind of died down a little bit. I got on and I pestered him, and he jumped back up and said, "Oh yeah, great. I want to put you in contact with somebody." And so we're looking into doing a mini AMA with Golem's Gems. We're going to do our best to get that scheduled up this week. The second thing, so I had mentioned how I just stupidly missed the meeting with New to the Street. New to the Street is a media company that is getting projects onto Fox Business, Bloomberg, and Newsmax. When I had put it in my schedule, I put it, unfortunately, for 30 minutes later than it actually was, and then I ended up missing it. We have rescheduled, and now it's rescheduled for tomorrow, proper time. I promise you it's the proper time. We've triple-checked that. So tomorrow, we have that interview with New to the Street. It's happening at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that update is going to happen in tomorrow evening's info session. We have a marketer that we're bringing on board. We're talking about a full-blown market strategy. We currently have a couple of marketers that we're working with right now that are pretty well connected. This third person that we're bringing on is also outrageously connected too. She has worked on some top 20 projects. So that's going to be fantastic for us. We have also worked with getting fast tracks on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. That's coming probably within the next 72 hours. The first time that we got on and we did that, we got fast tracked onto CoinMarketCap in 72 hours. So we just submitted another application to do it again. So don't be surprised if we happen to see some additional activity within our project just because of that. Excuse me. We hit our 200th wallet, which, we talked about briefly. Unfortunately, we're back down to 198, but we reached 200 before. We will reach it again. We've had, I believe, in fact, I'm right here now. So no point in guessing if I have the information right in front of me. 5 knots have sold today. We're going to continue pushing that just like we do every single day. To get some more knots sold into more wallets and increase their value. What else? What else do we have? I'm kind of blanking, but I want to open the floor up for any questions if anybody has anything they want to ask or comment on.
Yeah, I did have a question. So, in regards to when your taxes end in once the tax period ends for the token, and then you guys decide to actually do a series launch for the DeltaFlare, the Delta Knots, for the upcoming exclusive thing that we've got going for Voxel, hopefully the super cluster, right? Are you guys planning to put a tax structure around the NFTs that will be able to help you guys as well in regards to funding and any future costs for development?
Yeah, great question. To put it plainly, yes. So what differentiates DeltaFlare from other projects is everything that we earn in our taxes is being dumped right into our project. It's not going into our pockets as developers. It's going right back into the project. We definitely are not the only ones doing this. I firmly believe that projects that are very, very much worthwhile, and I'm going to call upon Voxel X, and Tim, you can feel free to speak upon this too. It's great to get paid, but it's even better to build your project with the funds that you receive. So our taxes have an even greater purpose than just watching the chart move. It's a matter of helping develop our play and earn game. It's a matter of building out our metaverse. And that happens not only through Honor, but also with our NFTs. So there will be a tax structure around it, but just know that all of that is going to get put back into our project. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that. So there's one thing that we're working on. We're working on this massive giveaway. Something pretty large that we believe is going to attract a lot of attention from outside investors. I can't really say a whole lot about it yet, only because we're still in the process of building this giveaway. Ideally, realistically, we're going to launch it before we turn the taxes off. And that is going to, there's going to be enough transactions where we're going to be able to have enough funds in our tax wallet to pay for the game development, pay for the metaverse development, and we're going to have more to continue paying our marketing team. Even after that, I actually had a question recently of, okay, so if you do this giveaway and you get a lot of people coming in and they're investing, what's going to stop them from just dumping their bag after the giveaway when they didn't win? And I thought about it for a minute, and I thought, okay, well, I suppose what we could do during another portion of time, we can actually turn the taxes back on. And we can start collecting taxes from those that want to dump their bags. And again, take that and put it right back into the project. Or just do something like a buyback. There are, we hear, for those of us that have been in projects where they have a buyback function, buybacks are definitely something that the community loves. It's funds that are going right back into the cryptocurrency, right back into the project. In our case, DeltaFlare would take possession of the token, so that way, we have a little bit more control over it. And it just shows to me and to the others in the development team. In fact, Carmela just made it. It shows that we are committed to our project by taking all of that and reinvesting it right back into our own community. So, I suppose really to, tie that all together, taxes do have a purpose. They go right back into our projects. We have some massive things in the works, and everything that we do, we have the community's interest in mind primarily. That's top shelf stuff. That's number one. How can we help the community? And this is how. How can we protect the community's investments? And this is how we're going to do it.
So I'm going to head off into another meeting, but I love everything that you talked about. So I'm a big, one of the things that you just referred to in terms of, your roadmap and the strategic objectives you guys have, and in terms of taxes. Look, like a lot of other projects, you guys have been really transparent. So there might be a time where, other projects have reduced their taxes to 5% in the middle of their period of time. But because everything's direct cost of goods sold, it's going directly to your, to the works required to build your roadmap. I think you guys will be in a strong position further from there anyway. But from a Vox standpoint, I think one of the main reasons why we wanted to become a strategic partner was we believe Delta Naught is going to be one of the top tier projects. And the reason they're going to be a top tier project is listening to you today, engaging in relationships that I think a lot of the people don't actually know that you've already developed. I think your roadmap is sort of defined and you've de-risked the project for the community. So right now it's about charts, it's about real value that you're developing. And I think in the next few weeks, I think short term, medium term, long term, I think it's one of the investments for anyone that wants to come into the community as well. But I'm going to get into another meeting. I just wanted to interject and allow me to head off. But thanks so much for your time, Josh. I really enjoyed this VC.
Yeah, Tim, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. Man, thank you so much. I certainly hope to see you again. I'm sure I will.
Awesome, guys.
Have a great day, man. Hey, Melissa, welcome to the Telegram. It's good to see you.
Aloha, Josh.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said aloha, Josh. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So this is really just an AMA and info session into some of the things that we have going on. If you happen to have any questions, excuse me, please feel free to speak up. Let's see. So we talked about the giveaway idea. We talked a little bit about our marketing partnerships. Talked a little bit about Blizzard and how we're attacking that angle. Talked a little bit about being the first GameFi franchise. What else can we talk about? You know what? Carmelo, actually, he's in class right now. There's no way he's going to talk to us.
Yeah, man, I'm actually on a break right now. I'm getting my brain melted by regression. So, yeah, I'm just chilling. I just came in to see what's going on.
Just here in my apartment.
Up, man.
Yeah. So, in fact, this could be a really good opportunity to ask you and the community, what do you believe is actually more important in a project? What do you look for in a project to, invest your time into, to invest your funds into? Are you looking for something more long-term? Are you more of a, invest and forget, or do you, want to do some shitcoin surfing where, you throw a couple bucks at it and see if you can multiply it in a hot second? If anybody wants to start tackling that one, please feel free.
I feel like that was directed directly towards me. So I'm just going to sit in here and I'm in it for the long haul.
It wasn't. But what you said earlier in the Discord was definitely an inspiration for that question.
Yeah. So anytime you even when you get stuck talking or whatever, you can just be like, hey, Caper, just take over for a little bit and no problem. I can just come in and I can just start talking and vamping while you're trying to think of the next thing to say. So anyway, yeah, I'm all about building. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself right now. I'm 29 years old. I'm married. I got 2 kids. I own a renovation company and I have rental properties. I don't take any investments lightly, and I am being involved as much as I can be. As I see the project progressing, I could definitely see being a little bit more involved, and I'd love to help. And I think one of the good things that I have is I have the ability to talk and make people laugh, and I think that could be, that if I'm talking to you and I'm trying to sell something, that's what I am. I'm a salesman. I can sell, as they say, I can sell ice to the Eskimos. It's no problem. We got lots of Eskimos up here, and we got lots of ice. So anyway, I'll let you take over again, and anytime you want, you can just let me know, and I'll start talking again.
Well, I like that. And, from one salesperson to another, it's, I understand being long-winded sometimes. So I can flap my gums all day. So in fact, this would be a really good time to talk about the brand new channel that we have in our Discord that is called the War Room. So the War Room is a reserved place for highly trusted advisors that can contribute something highly productive to every pitching opportunity that we get. And this actually came from some developments from the coin door pitching competition that happened just yesterday. For those of us that weren't in it, I encourage you to go have a listen to that pitching competition. I'm going to tell you it's 2 hours long. It is quite long, but you can definitely get a much better sense of our project versus the other 7 that were there. And you can determine for yourself where you should be positioning yourself in your investments. I can say wholeheartedly, especially because I've been doing this for quite some time. My new venture development and entrepreneurship program that I'm in, I pitched to my mentors, one of which he's an executive at Microsoft, and I love talking with him. I get to learn something from him every single day. And we get feedback on our pitches. So I've been able to refine my pitch as best as I can. Now, the downfall of that is that I do have a lot more of a, I don't know, capitalistic viewpoint to it, or maybe it's just a little too rigid, too business oriented, and I don't really get into the touchy-feely, emotional type part of the pitch. Not that I can't tell a good story. It's just when I think business, I'm thinking, let's get down to business. So we got to a point where we were in the pitching competition, and they were just talking about suicide and mental health awareness. And we went from that to, okay, DeltaFlare, now let's go ahead and talk about your project. And, so I just went right into it. And that shift, there was just so many people in our Discord were like, oh my God, that's where we lost it. It was one of those things where, had I read the room a little bit better, we could have navigated quite a bit easier. And there were some people that said, man, you know what? I should have said something. Another one said, I should have spoke up. I should have told you this. I should have messaged you that. I should have DM'd you, whatever. So we created the war room to allow for the most trusted advisors while I'm pitching to help guide and direct where the pitching should go. If there's something that I overlook or something that I don't, pick up on or comprehend, I hope that my trusted advisors in the war room would guide and advise accordingly. So the war room is open to, I don't want to say everybody, but you will interview for it. It's open for everybody, but you have to interview for it. It's, again, going to be one of those things. I'm going to interview everybody because I know what I'm looking for in terms of who I want to advise. If you have a business background like yourself, Caper, we definitely need to talk. I would definitely love to interview you for the war room. You want to get involved. I would love to find ways to get you much more involved. Like I've said plenty of times before already, this project is very well structured around community. That's, again, top tier. That's number one. Our community comes first in every way possible. So if it's something you're interested in, let's talk further.
Well, sounds great for sure. We can schedule anytime you want. Like I said, I run a renovation company. It's a little bit hectic, but I always got time. But one thing about it is I shut my work phone off at 4:30, and I turn my crypto phone on, and I play with my kids in between.
Very cool. Very cool. I've actually, I'm 32. I have a 10-year-old son. He comes and hangs out we spend time together on weekends. Otherwise his mom's got him the other bit. So yeah, I know what it is like to be a parent, man. I really do. He's actually, in fact, I told him about the project, and he was like, Dad, I want to throw $30 at it. And he just pulled out $30 out of his pocket and he handed it right to me. And so that's also really cool too, to just have that support,
Yeah, it's 5.
Oh, for sure. And really, again, you setting up your kids for financial success later on. Crypto is not going anywhere. We know this. NFTs are not going anywhere. We know that too. $21 billion dumped into the NFT industry by the end of last year. 21 billion. Okay, that's dope. And in the first 2 weeks of this year, there was already $1 billion put into the NFT industry alone. You can't tell me that this industry is going to be going anywhere but up. And you have influencers, you've got athletes, you've got so many people that are already up in this space promoting it all. So, and unfortunately, this is kind of just where you have to sift through the bullshit of, same with like cryptocurrency, who's worth it and who's not. So DeltaFlare is going to be around. We see all this happening, and
Josh, can I say
I would
something?
love to have my kids, my son, just continue to participate more. What's up, Shane?
Yeah, that's why I'm excited as well for you guys, because I know you're going to kill the NFT market, and that's why I asked about the tax structure, because I feel like regardless of how the token does, which obviously as investors, we want to watch it grow, but that'll come over time. I know that with the NFT market, with you guys getting additional funds to be able to grow your project and develop it with those funds, everything else is just going to grow, because once the game comes out, the play to earn, and then you got the tokenomics from the token itself, and then the metaverse, your own little ecosystem that's going to be, the benefits of having the token, it's going to grow in value over time. So knowing, you look at other projects, right, that don't do so well with NFTs, or they don't have the NFT market, they only have their token. And if they're not doing well, they're kind of SOL, right? But you guys, we already know people are going to buy the heck out of your NFTs. So that's just a lot more funding for your project long term. And you've got probably one of the greatest artists, man, and John's excellent. So, he kills it, dude. And you already know how many NFTs I own. So,
yeah. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that. So that could actually be a nice little segue into something else. So we have, our G400s. We also do one of ones, and we do one of ones for our G400 holders. So, Caper, if there's, a specialized knot that you'd like us to make, we can definitely do it. We do charge for these specialized, or rather unique, customized Delta knots, but those are going to be those are also your playable characters too. So Tap, who's here in the chat, he has one of the Riddler knots. We have special collections that we've pushed out. In fact, Valentine's Day is a really good example. We made just one lover knot. We're still trying to find out who bought it. They haven't said anything. We haven't seen any PFPs with it.
I posted mine for him too in chat right now. My one-on-ones you guys made me.
Yeah. You have a couple of really good ones. In fact, Savage Knot, he has the Los Angeles Rams Delta Knot, and it looks so much like Thanos from Avengers Endgame. It drives me crazy. Every time I look at it, we need to get him a gauntlet full of diamonds and jewels because that would be super sick.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just,
dude, you know what?
Right there. I'm fine with
you know
that.
what? Here's an idea. What we're going to do, what I want to do for the game is I want to put a gauntlet in there as a weapon that's going to be decked out. So that way the Los Angeles Rams players, when they find it, it's going to make so much sense, and it's going to look just like Thanos. I can't wait. It's going to be so sick. Be so dope. But anyways, go ahead.
How much are the 1v1s? You said they were separate, or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we do with the customized Delta knots is we price it based on the current G400 floor price. So if, let's say, you put in an order and the price of a G400 is 0.1, it's 2.5 times that. So it would be 0.25 then in that case. Excuse me. Again, it's your in-game playable character for not only the game but also the metaverse. It does come equipped with a higher in-game token earning rate. You know, and it's unique. It's unique to you. So,
And how much of the profits go back into the game development or whatever you guys need the money for? Like,
say that one more time.
Like, so buying these 1v1 MVTs or NFTs, where does the money go to that? Like, does that go to help building the game further, or what are we doing with that money?
Great question. So John is John's the developer. When you purchase, it goes right to John, and John has a full-time job already. He owns his own graphic design business. He's been doing it for 20 years. From everything that we've talked about in our dev chat, 100% of everything that is made from those are going right back into the project. I can tell you that there's only been one time that we have taken profits from our project, and that was actually just after we sold out of the G400s. And we told John, Carmelo and I, we told John, look, dude, you got to get paid. You've got to get paid. Just take some of this Matic and be happy. You know, go on a fancy dinner, take your wife out, take your kids out. You know, he started this. We felt as though it was necessary for him to do it. But every other one of one and customized knot that we've built, the two we've built for Shane, the lover knot that we did, all of the riddle knots, everything has gone right back into the project. So again, to answer your question, with brevity this time, yes, what you pay goes back into the project.
Okay, so for I don't know if I never got into like the financials or anything like that with the project. So how far along are you in the project and in the development, and how much money is it going to take, or how much investment is it going to take to push it over the edge?
Great question. So right now we're making assumptions with our metaverse development, and with our play and earn game development. So the assumptions that we've made so far is that it's going to be about $500,000 for the metaverse development, and we're looking at about $500,000 for our play and earn game development. So we're looking at a pretty substantial chunk. Now here's the importance of growing our cryptocurrency and Honor. So we talked about the tax and how the tax goes into a wallet and all of that goes back into the game. In the first 2 days, that we launched Honor, we pulled in about $200,000, and that was, you've got bots that come in and they want to buy in, they're taxed, and then they sold, and quite a few of them sold at a loss. Well, they got taxed on that too. So we have a pretty sizable chunk that's already going towards it. Especially right now, while taxes are still active, we are pushing and we are promoting and we're marketing as much and as fast and as quickly and as best as we can, so we can take advantage of what is going to benefit the entire project. So looking at the financials, we're in need right now of about $800,000 to continue developing those two gigantic elements that are going to further make us who we are.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate that. And the $500,000, when you say it, it sounds big, but you're talking about 500 people with $1,000 each, and for the chance to, hey, you've seen the way NFT boom is nuts, and that doesn't seem unrealistic.
No, we don't think it's unrealistic whatsoever. And again, because of our taxes, we don't think it's unrealistic. We saw, again, in 48 hours, we saw how much that we could make. And it was at that moment we realized, holy shit, this is more than possible. We can definitely do this. We can continue developing. We can, pay for the best programmers and developers money can buy. just based on that. So, you know, again, everything's getting pushed right back into the project. But of course, you know, and this is just really continuing to be open and transparent. We do plan on turning those taxes off at some point. So right now is very critical for us to continue pushing our project. So, you know, we talk about it all the time in the Discord. We talk about it all the time in the Telegram to get us out, you know, tweet us out, tell your friends, get them in. Yeah, you know what? Eat the tax right now. We're going to turn the taxes off a little bit later, but all of that goes right back into the project. So, and then that's just with honor. And, you know, then you start adding the element of our season 2 and the other NFTs that we start pushing out, and we're going to make it. We know that we're going to make it. Our mantra is we're going to be the Bitcoin of GameFi, and we truly do believe that. And our roadmap, how our project is structured, our team is going to show it.
Hey, Josh, did I hear that right last time when you said that we'll be able to buy the season 2, 3, whatever knots with honor?
Say that one more time. I caught like the last half of it.
Would we be able to buy knots with honor?
That's a great question.
Eventually.
So season 2 is going to be launched on Supercluster, and Supercluster is going to be a leading platform within the Voxel X network. We're still learning about it. We're still looking to gain a greater understanding of how it's going to work and operate. But what we can tell you is that it's going to work like cross chain. So buying NFTs without borders is the concept there. So if we can, let's say, buy Delta knots, or somebody can buy a Delta knot with BSC, then I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do it with honor. So, but as that continues to develop and we get a greater understanding, oh, you bet we're going to talk about that. That would just add a lot more value into honor as it is. You know what I mean? Well, so Typo, who's here in the chat, we were actually just BSing in the Discord, and I was going to tell the story about how I got roped into this project. So I believe for me, so we've been at this for about an hour. I only planned on doing about 30 minutes, but you know, I can just do this all day. So I'm going to go into a story about how I got roped into this project with these two knuckleheads, John and Carmelo. So feel free to stick around, or if you happen to leave, it was fantastic having you here.
Oh no, I'm not leaving. My wife's asleep, and the 2 kids are in bed, and I got the dog here with me, so we're good to go.
Yeah, awesome. I love telling this story. It makes me laugh every single time. So those 2 guys, John and Carmelo, they are some of the funniest people I've met. I've never had so much fun, like being a part of a project or working in my life than I am doing this and working with those 2 guys. It's incredible. So 2 days before Thanksgiving, November 25th is Thanksgiving here in the States. 2 days before Thanksgiving, I was hanging out with my dad at his house, and I see my Discord phone go off. And I see it's Carmelo, and I'm thinking, what the hell is this guy doing calling me on Discord? One of the first times I ever got a phone call on Discord. I answer the phone, and he says, hey, man, I need you for something. And I'm thinking, okay, this sounds outrageously urgent. And I think maybe I talked to Carmelo once or twice before. And we were attached, John, Carmelo, and we were attached to another project. So I got roped into a phone call, and we were talking with a guy by the name of Commander Crypto. He's a marketer. You can find him on Twitter. He's got a pretty big following, but he does a lot of consulting in the marketing realm with NFTs and crypto and things like that. Anyway, so they wrote me into this phone call, And I asked Carmelo, I said, dude, what am I doing here? What do you need me for? I'm hanging out with my dad. What's going on? And he goes, look, we're talking to this guy, Commander Crypto, and we just need a business mind because we need your brain in this phone call. I said, okay, great. Let's go. I get into this phone call. I introduce myself. I still have no idea who this guy is. I've never heard of him before. And I'm just telling him like, yeah, you know what? This is what I do for fun. I play rugby and I, hang out at home and I play video games on occasion and I love dogs and just bullshit, right? It wasn't until maybe halfway through that phone call that I began to realize that they're talking to Commander Crypto because they're looking to launch NFTs. And we had, with the project that we were on before, we already had somebody who was prospectively working on NFTs anyways. So we got off the phone there and I kept John and Carmelo on the phone and I said, all right, guys, what did you just rope me into? Give me everything. I want everything. So they go on and they say, hey, Carmelo says, look, we got to talk fast because we have so much shit we need to do. John decided that he was going to start making NFTs. So he made this 3D astronaut and we're going to make it an NFT. We're going to launch it on Polygon and we are looking to sell out. And I said, okay, that sounds all well and good. When do you plan on launching this? And he says, in 2 days. And I was like, whoa, hold on a second. What's your marketing plan? He goes, well, that's why we were talking with Commander Crypto. And I was like, okay, so you're telling me you you didn't really have a whole lot of a marketing plan. Who's helping you out? And with the project that we were attached to, there were 14, I don't know what you want to call them, admins, developers, whatever, 14. And I was one of them. I was the business developer for the other project. And so Carmelo said, yeah, we don't have anybody helping us out. And I was like, what the hell? So we're launching an NFT for the project that we're attached to, and it's just the two of you. And of all 14 of us, you don't have anybody helping. But this sounds like it's actually a really bad idea. It doesn't sound well thought out at all. It doesn't sound like you guys have planned much. I don't know how well this is going to go. So Carmelo and I, we stayed up. We stayed up probably until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, brainstorming how we're going to attack this, get a few hours of sleep, wake up, and we do it again. And we launched. And it was one of those things where we threw ourselves into the deep end, covered in oil and lit on fire, and thinking, how in the hell are we going to get out of this pool without being on fire? And we did it. We managed to do it. We pushed everybody to our site. We minted out in 27 hours. All 400 of them were gone and sold. It was the biggest push that we ever did for that project that we were on. It was the biggest push, and the three of us had accomplished it. We felt on top of the world. We were celebrating so much, so much. It would have been one of those things that all three of us would have high-fived each other at the same time and just had that chest bump moment, if it was possible. We were on cloud 9. And so that's how I got roped into this project. And as things continued to develop, that project that we were on, it really wasn't going anywhere. We didn't get the support that we needed. We didn't get the support that we wanted. And we thought that it would just be best if we just broke off and did our own thing. And so here we are with DeltaFlare. And since then, I can tell you that everything that we have done and accomplished in 4 days is the equivalent to what that other project had done in 6 months. So, take that for what it is and what you perceive where we are in our entire journey. But, in this very short amount of time, we've launched a cryptocurrency. We have grown our numbers well beyond what we imagined was going to happen. We've got fluffing it a little bit, 50% of our G400s in unique wallets. our game trailer is going to be in our hands by the end of the month, and we're shortly going to show what we've been working on with our G400 holders, and then we get to launch it at the San Diego NFT convention, which we're hosting the NFT gaming panel. If you just arrived and you don't know, we are hosting the NFT gaming panel in San Diego, and that's where we're going to be launching it publicly. We're going to also apply. In fact, by the end of this week, we just got our pitch deck finished to apply to be speakers at the NFT NYC convention at the near the end of June. Yeah, go ahead.
Can anybody go to these NFT conventions, or is it like an invite?
Yeah, anybody can go. Anybody can go. That's the really cool thing. So this one in San Diego, tickets are still being sold. Last I checked with the one in New York, being in Nova Scotia, I'm sure that there's a great possibility that you could probably go to that one. Tickets are still being sold there. I know the one with the one out in San Diego, when I had talked to the CEO last, they're projecting about 900 people to show up. I can only imagine that the one in New York is going to be 5 times bigger, if not more.
Hello, Saku. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on, man? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, bro. Are you Saku?
I'm sorry, say again?
Hey, Saku. I was asked to DM you, bro.
You were asked to be in here?
Yeah.
Dope. Well, thanks for being here. Who invited you? Who are you friends with?
I do a friend with Seiko.
Seiko Typo?
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Well, thank you for being here. I'm guessing that's how you heard about our project, yeah?
Yeah, I do have an offer, bro. How about me working that? Invite you more Chinese community to build up your community project, bro.
Thank you. Thanks for being here, man. We appreciate that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm having a hard time hearing you. My volume is as high up as it can go, but you can feel free to find us not only in the Discord, but also in the Telegram, and we're highly active.
All right, bro.
He wants to help promote and get the name out like everybody else.
Oh, dope. Yeah, dude, you can definitely go ahead and do that on your own free will. We would love if you did, especially if you have a large network and a large group. Feel free to take the DeltaFlare name and run with it. We need a larger community. We need as large of a group as we can possibly get. So if you have those connections, definitely send it. We would be very, very appreciative.
All right, bro. How about me axiom something, bro?
Cool. Sounds good, man. Thank you.
Okay. How about you?
Say again?
How about you send me a DM, bro?
He wants to send you a DM to work something out.
Oh, like that? Oh man, we're already working with 3 pretty large scale promoters, and marketers. So I'm definitely open to fielding any sort of proposals, but I can tell you that I'm very much a hard ass when it comes to people pitching. So if you do want to send me a DM, just be prepared to run through the gauntlet, because it's not going to be easy. And I'm going to have I have very high expectations. So
yeah, bro.
Just be prepared.
Are you the dev, bro?
I'm one of them.
You're okay. How about me speak with the dev, bro?
I'm sorry, one more time?
How about me discuss with the dev, bro? So I can discuss more about the Weibo and which account, bro. We need to get that, bro. We need to get verified on those accounts. That make you have legit investor chance. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Put all of that into a proposal and send it to my DMs. I'll definitely look at it.
All right, bro. how about you animated content? So you can send me DM, okay?
Heard. Sounds good, man. Thank you. So yeah, that's to tie that back. That's how I got roped into this project, and here we are. So
All right.
I hope you all enjoyed that story.
No, that was wicked.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Go ahead and
Thanks, man.
send me DM, okay?
I'm gonna mute your mic here real quick.
All right.
Yeah, that's how I got roped in with the boys, and so here we are. It's nowhere but up. It's nowhere but up.
So I guess my mom needs one of these, and my two kids needs one of these astronauts because that's the reason that that's the reason that I even got the 119 was because my kid come over and he was like, get that one. And I was like, okay, well, I'll try. And then like I said, I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing. So
are your excuse me, are your kids into NFTs, or was it one of those they pass by your computer screen and they're like, oh, hey, Dad, that's cool?
He's not into NFTs. He's really into Mario. He loves playing games on Mario, but every game that he's played so far, he's loved it. So I can't wait to get him into other games.
Have do you? So I'm guessing you've got a Nintendo household. I actually worked at GameStop for about 10 years. It was my second job when I was 16 years old. So I'm guessing you're quite a bit of a Nintendo household. Do you have a Switch?
I do. I got a Switch and I got a PS4 too. I play Call of Duty. Daddy, he calls it Daddy's bad game, but I do play it.
You're shooting the bad guys. That's what it is. Have you played Castle Crashers before?
No, I strictly Mario with him and Call of Duty. That was it.
I see. I'm gonna definitely recommend. How's your son or your daughter?
Nope, 2 boys, 5 and 2.
Oh, okay. Well, they might be a bit too young to do Castle Crashers, but it is a very easy to play side scroller, 2.5D side scroller. It's also for PlayStation 4. It's got outrageous replayability. One of the biggest reasons why we decided to go with that was, I mean, we saw that the Deltanauts could easily fit into a game just like that. But the other thing is that Castle Crashers has been around for 11 years. It's still being bought today. It's still being played today. They still have a pretty solid Reddit community. In that 11 years, it has sold 20 million copies. And that's astronomical for an indie game where it costs $20 to buy it. 20 million copies. That is a huge success. A game would be considered successful even at 100,000 copies. And for a game to hit, in the case of PlayStation and Sony, when it hits greatest hits, it sold 1 million copies. When it hits platinum hits on Xbox, I don't know if they actually do it anymore. It sold 1 million copies. Castle Crashers, an indie game, sold 20 million. That is a great. That's something that we're going to replicate. And then you've got Diablo that's been around for decades already. Well, if anybody doesn't have any questions, and this is where we call it, I want to thank everybody for being here. I had a great time. Lost track of time, really. And I can't wait to do this again tomorrow morning. So plenty of developments between now and tomorrow morning. We're going to do another one tomorrow evening. The one for tomorrow evening might be at a different time. I have my other venture at my university that I have to meet with. So that might be a little bit off, but we are going to be doing, again, 2 tomorrow. So if you don't have any questions, if nobody has any questions, again, thank you so much for being here. If you happen to have any questions, reach out in the Discord, reach out in the Telegram, hit my DMs, or you can just save them until tomorrow. So with that, peace. We'll see y'all later.
See you later.